Namaskar. My name is Haren Thakur from Ranchi, Jharkhand. In my words, the sensation of tribal life started from my college life. The atmosphere of Shantiniketan surrounded with the campus was most of the tribal people, the Santal. The journey in my work as a tribal sensation, it is being carried out from Shantiniketan to Ranchi, where I'm permanently staying there, that is full of tribal people. I'm very much influenced with their living style, how they love nature. When they walk, it seems to be the dancing, and when they talk, it seems to be singing. So the beautiful music comes out from their talking. So I try to portray all those sensitivity, all the simple living lifestyle, the animals, the hills, the trees, how they love. So all those are my subjects in my paintings, and I do not express the directly just like a realistic or just like a photographic subject. So I try to capture the pulsations of their tribal life and the rhythm of tribal life, which I found here. That is the most important part in my paintings, which I try to portray. I was lucky enough to get admission in Shantiniketan in the year 1970. Such a heavenly place which was created by Rabindranath Tagore, and the beautiful environment which gave a lot to me in my creative journey. During that time, I got associated with masters of my masters like Ram Kinkar, Vinod Bihari. With the influence of Vinod Bihari and Ram Kinkar, the then principal Dinkar Kaushik started to bring some changes in our education system that time. So he brought a few progressive teachers like Somnath Hor, Sharbari Rai Chaudhary, Sanatkar, Ajit Chakraborty, all those who were our teachers during that time. So we were being taught in traditional way, and simultaneously Kaushik started giving lesson in modern thought process also. The experimental work is being encouraged at that time. I remember the Shalim Munshi, once he told that why don't you draw with a simple dry stick. So when I draw that drawing with the dry branch, some very sensitive lines, some were the thick lines with the black. It was unique sensitivity I observed that time in my nature study. So taking inspiration from the original traditional work, how we could work in modernity. So we are lucky in that way that we got that type of lessons from Shantiniketan. As a medium in my work, normally I use rice paper. During my college life, I started working with this paper, which was being highly encouraged with my principal, the then principal, Mr. Dinkar Kaushik. He gave me a lot of encouragement to explore this paper, and I started working with that paper. Till today, about 50 years, I'm working with that handmade rice paper. The use of paper gives me a lot of sensation, how to use, how to handle with the paper. With that paper, I normally use sometimes the Chinese ink or Indian ink, then acrylic color, watercolor, all those medium simultaneously I used to use on a rice paper. One of my most important and valuable inspiration in my life is Sharmila, who is contemporary painter also. And Sharmila gave a lot of inspiration to my work, and she works also according to her style. So my work and her work doesn't match each other, but we both are painter. She works in such a way that such a vibrant color she used to use in her work, but my color is entirely different. She gives me a lot of support to my work. So there is no any problem while we both work together, and most of the time we exhibit our works jointly. So that is the most important part in my life. Sharmila's inspiration, Sharmila's encouragement in my life. In 2019, the National Gallery of Modern Art, Bengaluru, they organized and curated my retrospective show. About 200 paintings was being displayed there during that time. Their way of working is so cordial. The director, Nazanin Banu, she was so serious about my exhibitions. I got a lot of support from them. I was so happy to see how they beautifully curated my show. About my 40 years of journey's works from my college life till during that time. And the visitors, they were so serious visitors. Every day I had a beautiful experience that time. The visitors were so serious, so aesthetically rich, and artistically they were asking the questions to me, my paintings. It gives a lot of encouragement and the satisfaction to my journey. Most of the visitors, they had no idea about the tribal people's environment, so they came to know about the Jharkhand through my paintings. And during that time, I was so satisfied. One day they had organized one collage workshop with the children. Most of the children, they came from different schools and colleges. So they worked with me. I took them to the garden, and with the different parts of papers, the magazines, the dry leaf, the dry branch, all those they collected and started working as a painting, as a collage on a different papers or a canvas. So that was my beautiful experience with the collage workshops with them. That how with the very simple materials, the wastage materials can be used as a collage item. Most of the artists in the world, they work in isolation, but the experience which the artist gets or the inspiration, that is from real life. The situation during this pandemic that is most painful to us, which has given the lot of pain to the artists' minds because of the common people which they moved from city to their hometown. how they start moving from their home to village without any food, without any transport, without any medical facilities. Even the children, the kids, the family, the men, women, all they were moving from their capital city when they have been thrown out from their house. They are helpless. It leads to us as an artist to paint the pain of that common people, and we know the pain create paintings. On the contrary, the pollution which earlier was so high, but during this pandemic situation it was so normal because the mobility of vehicle, the factories smoke were not sweeping, loud sound were restricted. So that helps a lot to give the proper breathing to the nature. So due to that, we started hearing beautiful sound of birds. The river flows beautifully. So which was a beautiful experience for us to portray all those things.